Hello, everyone, and welcome to the OGs of BD, where we talk about all things related to business development. I'm Jim Reese, and this is my friend and colleague, John Dinkle. So, John, what should we talk about today? So, John, we've talked about metrics before, but let's talk about, we talked about metrics for networking. Let's talk about how you use networks in your other business development activities.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Again, I love talking about this subject. It's kind of what we do almost every day. But when it comes to referral strategy, all of us are using referrals to get business. And whether we're doing client referrals and building relationships with our clients to set us up for better referrals, or we're using our center of influences to help us get introductions, we should all be setting kind of metrics around that. And again, it doesn't have to be complicated, but when it comes to, for example, clients, some of the metrics I think about are, how many meetings do I want to have, like meaningful meetings, not just about the scope of work that I'm doing with a client, but above and beyond, how are we helping them connect with other people, or how are we helping them make a decision around their business? You're just diving a little bit deeper. So how many conversations do I want to be having that with our clients each month? So that's one metric. And then the second one could be, how many asks do I want to get, out of our clients each month? It could be when I go into LinkedIn and I research one of our clients' LinkedIn profiles. Do I want to put a metric to how many connections I want to look at that maybe they can introduce me to? Stuff like that. Again, like anytime that we can put a metric to it and measure it, it just helps us as we get more data in and find out what works and what's not. Because if maybe I need to be, instead of doing one meeting with a client each month in order to get, one or two introductions, maybe I need to be doing 2 or 3 meetings like each month with a client. Or maybe I need to be meeting my centers of influence. Like, for me, I think I do probably 8 to 10 center of influence meetings per month. And those are really there to learn who they're trying to meet with. How can I connect them? How can I help them? It's all about them, of course, right? That's all about center of influence marketing. But how many of those meetings do I want to have? Because that's a huge way for me to get in referrals. And that's where I kind of use the metric there too, is, what value am I bringing to them? How many meetings am I having with them? How many introductions am I giving to my COIs? Stuff like that. All of that is really important in using kind of a metric-driven approach. And I would say, again, we're just repeating this, like, don't make it complicated. You can be really simplistic with it. You just have to track it, stick to it, and, be diligent with it. Thanks, everyone, for listening in. This has been the OGs of BD with Jim and John. See you next Tuesday around 9 a.m. for our next podcast.